two short catechisms by John Owen, the Greater Catechism, of the works of God that outwardly are of him. Question 1. What are the works of God that outwardly respect his creatures? Answer. First, of creation. Secondly, of actual providence. Footnotes. The very outward works of God are sufficient to convince men of his eternal power and Godhead, and to leave them inexcusable if they serve him not. End footnotes. Psalm 33 verse 9, Hebrews 1 verses 2 and 3. Question 2. What is the work of creation? Answer. An act or work of God's almighty power, whereby of nothing in 6 days he created heaven, earth, and the sea, with all things in them contained. Genesis 1 verse 1, Exodus 20 verse 11, Proverbs 16 verse 4. Question 3. Wherefore did God make man? Answer. For his own glory in his service and obedience. Footnotes. The glory of God is to be preferred above our own either being or well-being as the supreme end of them. The approaching unto God in his service is the chief exaltation of our nature above the beasts that perish. End footnotes. Genesis 1 verses 26 and 27, chapter 2 verse 16 and 17, Romans 9 verse 23. Question 4. Was man able to yield the service and worship that God required of him? Answer. Yea, to the uttermost, being created upright in the image of God, in purity, innocency, righteousness, and holiness. Genesis 1 verse 26, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 29, Ephesians 4 verse 24, Colossians 3 verse 10. Question 5. What was the rule whereby man was at first to be directed in his obedience? Answer. The moral or eternal law of God, implanted in his nature and written in his heart by creation, being the tenor of the covenant between God and him, sacramentally typified by the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Footnotes. God never allowed from the beginning that the will of the creatures should be the measure of his worship and honor. End footnotes. Genesis 2 verses 15 to 17, Romans 2 verses 14 and 15, Ephesians 4 verse 24. Question 6. Do we stand in the same covenant still, and have we the same power to yield obedience unto God? Answer. No, the covenant was broken by the sin of Adam, with whom it was made, our nature corrupted, and all power to do good utterly lost. Footnotes. Though we have all lost our right unto the promise of the first covenant, yet all not restored by Christ are under the commination and curse thereof. End footnotes. Genesis 3 verses 16 to 18, Galatians 3 verses 10, 11, and 21, Hebrews 7 verse 19, chapter 8 verse 13, Job 14 verse 4, Psalm 51 verse 5, Genesis 6 verse 5, Jeremiah 13 verse 23.